West Ham will look to wrap up a group stage of the Europa League in style on Thursday when we host Dinamo Zagreb, having the chance to finish the Europa League group stages undefeated. Well, West Ham have already secured qualification to the next round, not the round of 32, might I add, the round of 16, which will commence in March. A defeat could knock the visitors out, adding plenty of pressure onto this victory. Welcome back to the West Ham Network. I'm Anton. I'm joined by Matt. Matt, how you feeling, mate, about the game tomorrow? Yeah, but is there not a little bit of excitement about what we are anticipating happening in the game? About what we're potentially going to see? And we'll come on to West Ham in a minute, but surely that should give you a little bit of a buzz.
It should. I think by the time the game comes around tomorrow, there'll probably be like a party atmosphere because, hopefully we'll see a couple of kids. Literally, it doesn't matter for us. This is like our Christmas party, isn't it? Tomorrow,
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, for people, obviously West Ham have qualified for the last 16 since last night, and tonight we're starting to see the Champions League teams that are dropping down into the next phase of the Europa League. And currently, if fixtures stay the way they are, Barcelona are headed into the Europa League.
That's done, isn't it? It's done and dusted, pretty much.
Yeah. Barcelona are currently en route to the Europa League. I mean, could you imagine, Matt, in March, West Ham go to the
Leipzig?
Nou Camp? No,
Leipzig
I know, but
dropped out.
Mate, imagine the Nou Camp. Imagine the Nou Camp.
You know what? Dortmund. Imagine that.
Yeah. For me,
Nou Camp,
Barcelona,
Dortmund.
mate.
There's a couple of big teams that have dropped out. Like
for everyone in the chat, can you tell I'm trying my best to make Matt talk about Barcelona? And he's just
mate, I'd love it. I'd absolutely love it. I was just going for the teams that have dropped out, but you imagine. I mean, I don't know. You know what? I fancy us. They are generally awful these days. If you actually look at their squad, it doesn't.
Yeah.
There's nothing special in their squad anymore.
Yep.
I'd actually fancy us to go there and win. That's the mad thing. Like, I really would.
And what's good about the situation is obviously we've got, we've got shed loads of games coming up, but there is pressure off. I will go into what Moyes has said in the press conference, but he does talk a lot about momentum and consistency. So even though there's going to be changes, and we'll talk about those changes in a minute, he will by no means want to win this game. He will 100% want to win this game tomorrow to keep the momentum running. Let me jump into the chat, see who's kicking about, and of course we'll go on and talk about the game itself. Young boys equalised for Man United, might not last, but it's still funny while it lasts. Jordan is saying really is going. And Lingard started for Manchester United tonight as well. Jordan really.
Yeah, but I mean, in fairness, they did literally put out a beating, didn't they? He rotated the whole team. That's where Lingard is in Ragnarok standing right now. He's like, you're part of the backup.
Yeah. He says, the game tomorrow is exciting. If we lose, we lose, but I just can't wait to see a few youngsters start and hopefully play quite decent. Absolutely, Jordan. For once, it'd be a game with no stress with West Ham, and I'll be able to enjoy it no matter what. You can't say that many time being a Hammers fan. Laugh out loud. Absolutely. Howard, good to see you, mate. Come on, you irons. Mark Waite, up the Hammers. Robert Singleton, Anton, hope you're well. Roy, WHU Chapel, evening everyone. Andy Pepper, good evening all. Hope everyone is good tonight. We are. Mikey, your countdown. Mr. Genkman, hi mates, hope you're well. James Bong, evening all. Good to see you. Father Snowman, Barcelona incoming. Absolutely. Freno, evening all. Robert is saying, Anton, be meaning to ask you how is Joey. He's fantastic, mate. He's really well. He is 3 weeks. He'll be 4 weeks. He'll be a month on Friday. He's doing Dabby Dozy, mate. Thank you very much for asking. Rob's projector welcome on you. No, we are massive. Howard Ailes is saying, does Matt ever get excited? He does. I've seen him get excited.
Yeah.
I've seen him.
It's just tomorrow probably like a nice atmosphere and stuff. But it's like at the moment, it's like it's a very weird situation to be in, like because like we said, Moyes will want to win.
Yep. No, I can hear you. It's fine. Keep going. Talk. It's okay. Matt's away with the fairies. I'll keep going through the comments while we get Matt back. I mean, I can see him. I don't think he realizes we can see him. We can hear, but he's just not talking. Howard Ailes is saying we'll destroy Barcelona at the moment. Yes, they do. They've got to go through to the round of 32 first. Spencer Burrows is saying looking forward to seeing who Moyes will play tomorrow. Here he comes.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there.
We could see you, mate. We could totally see you.
I couldn't see anything. It was just black screen.
No, that's cool. That's cool. No worries.
Yeah, look, the thing is, Moyes will still want to win it. So when we get there tomorrow, the atmosphere will probably be more hyped up stuff. At the moment, it's not all exciting. Stuff just quite calm because it's, like you said, it doesn't actually matter for us. It matters for the rest of the group, but for us, you know, it doesn't. Yeah. If we win tomorrow and Genk beat Vienna, Genk could actually still sneak in that second spot.
Absolutely.
So it matters for the rest of the group, but for us, it's kind of like, But it'll be like, as I said, it's like it pretty much is. It's like our Christmas party tomorrow because there's nothing. There's nothing. There's nothing.
I like that. I know what you mean. Everyone knows what you mean. West Ham Isle of Man says, I see Spurs are effed. Yes, they currently are. I think there's 8 first-team players now that are down.
8 first-team players and 5 coaches or something.
And 5 coaches. They are trying to speak to the bodies. However, I think the rules state that if you've got 14 outfield players fit, that games still have to continue.
Not
I mean,
funny.
I know. Listen, I know we're looking at that situation, but if this was West Ham, we would be calling for it to be called off. Of course, we would.
Oh, we would. But what's the difference between a COVID outbreak and injuries?
Yeah,
because didn't they play Leeds about 2 weeks ago? Leeds had 6 first-team players injured.
Yeah, well, this is a bit more like, you know what. I mean, I know we're trying to be the West Ham Spurs thing, but, practically when you look at it, we'd be exactly the same. Jordan saying, what are the odds on Moyes dressing up Santa and serving everyone his homemade Christmas cupcakes to celebrate us getting into the last 16? Could you imagine? Imagine there was like that Amazon Prime All or Nothing was filming it, and Moisaya comes in with his little party outfit and he's dancing his little Santa hat. Quality. Ludders is saying, hello, good evening, hope you're well. Brilliant, Father Snowman. I hope you're happy with it. Please let us know if you are happy with it. Paul Evans, really looking forward to this game. Thank you. Yeah, absolutely, Kimbo. Even Matt and Anton, hope you're both good. We are. Rhonda and Tony Tanti saying it feels like the old days when kids came through and filled the first team. Absolutely. Kimbo saying West Ham v Barcelona is looking good. I'm more excited about tomorrow than Burnley. Vinay saying, I want to see another Masuaku special tomorrow. Perkins has stated that Masuaku is his mentor, inspiration, friend, father figure, and shooting advisor. Shirley Hammer, I know Moyes mentions momentum and winning the game, but he surely has to take his chance to rotate and blood the youngsters. They are ready now. Sharky is saying nothing on tomorrow's game, not particularly bothered by the result. Nick is saying Barcelona, Dortmund, Leipzig, and all in the Europa League. People are saying, Dabs is saying the game's just been announced that it has been postponed.
That's it. I suppose because you ain't different, but I like the comment before.
No, it has. Yeah. They're saying here, Tottenham's Europa Conference League match against Rennes has been postponed after Spurs confirmed at least 8 of their players had tested positive. It will not take place unplanned on Thursday. Discussions are ongoing with UEFA and should see provide further update in the fixture. The fact of the matter is that Spurs are finding themselves with a fixture congestion left, right, and centre all over the place.
Anyway, you know what? That's actually probably worse for them because they've already had the Burnley game postponed for the snow.
Yep.
But I think they'll have to play the weekend. I don't think they'll get out of that game.
Yeah. Well, it depends if any more come down with it or not. Anyway, we're here to talk about Dinamo Zagreb, so let's go and talk the opposition. Let's talk Dinamo Zagreb. Now, before we do get started, something we don't do a lot of, but we always ask you to do, is come across to the channel and subscribe to the channel. So if you are new around here, please go and hit that subscribe button. We are on the march to 10,000 subscribers. I believe we are sitting... What are we at? I mean, let me just see here. 9,931. We need 69 more people to do it. So wherever you are watching, if you are watching, just hit that little cheeky subscribe button. It really does help our channel out, pushes us through the algorithm, all that sort of stuff. Hit the thumbs up. Let's hit the target of 50 tonight. Let's get 50 thumbs up tonight and let people know that we are here and we're here to stay. This little channel, that's all we are. This little West Ham channel, doing our thing, keeping our heads down, giving you as much content as we can. So please subscribe to the channel as much as you can. Right, let's get on to Zagreb. Now, I'm not going to beat about the bush here, Matt. we know we don't know a lot about them. I've not invited on an away guest for today's game because I felt like we had Croatian, the Hammers Croatian on the first time round, but this game, it doesn't mean a huge amount to us, and I feel like the fan base, it wasn't probably going to justify having an away fan on for today's game. However, there has been some changes since the last time we played them. They've got a new manager. I believe he's a caretaker manager. His name is Kopic. I can't pronounce his name. Zelijigo Kopic. And they've lost consecutively as they prepare for what could be the crucial European fixture as they need for points to obviously progress up the league. And on top of that, Matt, news today broke that their main player, Petkovic, is not going to be making the game. He's actually not well and not travelling. And he, if anyone, was the one that was trying to create things against West Ham the last time we played them. Before I keep moving on, let's take a look and see what happened the last time out we played Zagreb. So, I mean,
it seems like a lifetime ago, doesn't it?
It does seem like a lifetime ago, and the game's got different meanings. How are you? I know we've spoke to you about that game, but they need the points, and we don't. But we want to keep the momentum up. They're losing their best player for tomorrow. So, how do you feel about our change side coming against Zagreb, who need the points?
I mean, I was quite confident the first game. I think I was the only one that was. Yeah. I was like, and you know what? I said, I'm just looking at their results now, and they're in awful form.
They are.
I generally think if we rotate and play a mixture of squad players and kids, I still think we'd win quite comfortably. So this is their form is awful.
This is their last result. They played on Sunday, the 5th of December. They played Hajduk Split. They got beat 2-0, and they were at home. And this is the current league standings in the Croatian league. They are 4th in the league with 31 points. I mean, they're still hop, skipping, and jumping away from top of the league with a game in hand. With 5 points,
but they haven't won since the 4th of November.
Yeah, which is ridiculous.
So yeah, they beat Rapid Vienna in the Europa League. That's the last time they won.
Yeah.
NK Lokomotivia, they lost to another team I can't pronounce. They drew with Genk, and then of course, like you just put up last time, they lost 2-0 to rivals.
Hajduk Split.
Yeah, like they're not in good form with the best player out as well.
Yeah. I mean, they've got. I mean, I'm trying to think back to the game against Dinamo Zagreb. You know, early on, West Ham went ahead and got the goal through Antonio, and it was a good goal, and that kind of set the tone for the game. There was a couple of times I felt like, oh, that was a good interplay. I like their keeper. I think their keeper's well known, from my understanding, Livakovic.
Yeah, is he the Czech number 1 or something?
Yeah, yep. I think he's a good keeper. They've obviously got, like old school hardcore Orsic, defending players. And they've got people there. I mean, Ademi, he's someone to not be messed with. I mean, you just need to look at him first and foremost to see that you don't mess with this guy. But I don't know where I'm at with it because, yeah, they're not in form, but they do need the victory. And sometimes when teams need a victory to come out of the bag and another team doesn't, it can work in both ways. But I think it's a good time for West Ham to rotate massively like we're going to do. It's just, we're at home. Will Zagreb struggle without their kind of best player, considering they're not in form? Let's take a look at the Group H as it stands. So obviously West Ham are going to go through as the champions of the group. Zagreb needs to better Genk's result against Vienna to go through. But if they do lose and Genk win, then Genk take the second position and Zagreb move down to the Conference League playoffs.
So, I mean, listen, there's a lot to play for the rest of them. Because, potentially, if we beat Zagreb and Vienna win, Vienna could take third. So,
yeah,
there's a lot to go on that league. It's just nothing's relevant to us. Right?
No. It's tough, isn't it? This is the reason why I didn't want to bring an away fan on, and it wasn't being disrespectful. It was the fact that I just felt like it wasn't right. Your countdown is saying they needed to win against Genk and just didn't work for it. Hope to see some exciting young hammers. Absolutely, touch wood. We've got a resident Croatian in here. Where are you, Freno? I didn't realise this. If you need someone to translate Croatian, let me know. I'm Croatian but living in Ireland. Really cool to see. I didn't know that, mate. So thank you very much for letting us know. You pronounced it good. Thank you. So many comments. It's lovely. It's good to see everyone in there chatting away as well. But I think it's probably right, mate, to move on and actually talk about our beloved West Ham. Shall we do that?
It's been 15 minutes. I think that's long enough, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Let's get on and talk about West Ham. So let's talk about our beloved West Ham. I mean, I'm going to go into the press conference in a minute, but there's one comment here I want to address, and it's from Lawrence Salmon. Other teams in the group won't be happy if we lose with if it's the under 23s or the majority of the 23s that play.
I think it will be
through the game. You what?
I think it's the first one. I don't think it will be.
Yeah.
And secondly, it is what it is. If they're part of the registered squad, there's nothing.
Yeah.
You can register 11 under 23s that have been in your academy for 2 years every match day. So why have the rule if you can't use it? That would be the thing. But I don't think there'll be that many anyway. I don't think there's going to be as many kids in the starting 11 as people think.
Yeah. Well, we'll talk about it in a minute. So let's go and see what the gaffer had to say. Again, he was a busy man in his press conference today, Matt. Where did I
it's nice. I actually saw it today.
You what?
I finished work a bit early today. I was on the train watching with you.
Yeah, seen your comment. That's right. Yeah, seen your comment. Right. So we went on about team news and spoke a lot about the youngsters. He said not a lot of youngsters, but we'll play some young players. And I'm looking forward to giving some of them their debuts. I'm excited for them, but also nervous for them, as you're so keen for them to do well with their families to watch. We all have some young players in the team, but some senior players as well. The young players deserve any opportunity they get because they've been doing so well. Some of them will have a chance to step up. We've all been young, and there was a chance to grab something. The experienced players will help manage them, but I also think the young players are the ones who have to step up. We're trying to give them their chance, and that's all you can do. We won't judge them in one game, but as we all know, one game playing very well can make a difference to what's ahead of you. What do you take from that then?
Like I said, there's going to be some kids will play. There'll be some kids on the bench, but I don't think as many are going to start as people think.
Yeah.
Like he has said, like some kids will start, but he's not gone. I'm going to flood it with youth.
Yeah.
He's hoping that he can, and this is what Moyes did at Everton. He blooded kids along with clever signings. So he's hoping that he can. Some managers don't always like blooding kids in Premier League because it's a big competition and mistakes get punished. But he's got a throwaway game that doesn't matter even if we lose. So blooding 2 or 3 kids, it's a no-lose situation. Either they don't perform yet and he goes, okay, they're not ready, put them back in under 23s, and we lose, and it's like, oh, well, it didn't matter, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Brush it off, keep going. Or he finds one of them brilliant young kids that he brought through like when he was at Everton, and they might step up and become part of the squad.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to lie to you. I said it today in the press conference. I mean, what excites me about this is it's an opportunity to see players that I've had a really strong, keen eye on now. I would say we're going into the second year, maybe tail end of 2 years now, of keeping an eye on a lot of the youth players. We've gone on a lot about Alessi, we've gone on a lot about Baptiste, we've gone on a lot about Ashby, and as of late, we've gone on a lot about Chesters and Perkins. There are other players there that absolutely, in my opinion, the youth academy is looking fantastic right now. And I definitely thought at some point this season we would get to see them. So I think because we're in the situation that we're in, with a game to go by finishing top of the league, it's definitely going to be a good game to definitely change it up and mix it up a mixture of younger players and a mixture of senior players, because we know for a fact there's going to be senior players playing. Let me talk to you about what he said about injuries, of course, because West Ham have picked up some not great injuries over the recent weeks. It's the same concern for any team in the Premier League, as I think we've seen more injuries this week than before. That's the way the fixtures have gone, and it gives other people opportunities. Injuries are part and parcel of football. We've got some, and other clubs do as well. We try to take it on our stride. Obviously, we're disappointed when we suffer injuries, but we try not to talk too much about it. It gives us a couple of players who might have not been featuring so regularly the chance to come in and show what they can do. He talks about Zuma and Johnson. He said Zuma has been very good. Everyone is impressed, and he's come with experience from Champions League winner. Of course, it'll be a big miss, but we have others who have helped us get into Europe last year, which is a valid point he makes, and we don't know exactly yet, but we're not fearing it's as bad as we first thought. What do you think? Because the rumor now is kicking out saying it could be anything between 6 weeks, up to 6 weeks, and he could be back after 6.
Because the interesting thing on the club website is they said it was a hamstring, like the very top of the hamstring, and it wasn't the ACL.
Yeah.
And if I know, I saw it, I should have screenshot it. I know someone on Twitter literally put in the exact wording for because they gave the proper medical term for the part of the hamstring it was, and you put that in, and it said the average person will recover in 6 to 8 weeks.
Yeah.
But professional athletes will start feeling better like after a week.
Well, he's in the gym today, rehabilitating in the gym today, so that's
so you could be looking at 6 weeks. Yeah. So you look at the end of January, which all of a sudden instead of being like March, April time, you're thinking, oh, that's not too far.
Yeah. And also then he goes on and talks about the January transfer window. He says, we might not get one, but if we can, will I like it earlier? Yes, I would. I need to balance what's best for us. We'll see what the recovery time for players and whether we need someone immediately or whether we will wait. But I don't doubt for a second, mate, he's going to go into that transfer market and look at someone, because we know he wants 4 starting centre-halves. And even if, the likes of the players that we're going to talk about in a second and the youth aspect of players, then you never know, like these players could step up. It gives Moyes 3 to 4 weeks now to judge what we've actually got and who can make the step up. And if not, he'll know, does he need to, go into the market and bring someone in?
Definitely bring in one centre half.
Yeah.
But I think panic station Saturday afternoon and evening was like, or even Monday morning was like, we might need to go get 2 centre halves here.
Yeah.
We might have to look at trying to buy someone and loan someone.
Yeah.
And like now it's like, well, we could try and you have the option of trying to buy or doing like a loan to buy. The news on Zuma gives him a bit more playtime.
Yeah.
Because if he can get one early and have 3 centre halves and the kids, then you can afford to wait for 6 weeks, whatever, for Zuma to get back.
Absolutely. He spoke today in particular about 3 particular players. So he talked about Krul. He said he was unwell and there was a period of 2 or 3 weeks when he could have had chances with the games he had. He'll get opportunities as we go along and he'll have a chance tomorrow night. So he's pretty much saying that Krul will start. He goes on and talks about Vlasic and he says, we like Nicky a lot. It's taken time to settle, but he'll get plenty of game time in the future. Yes, he will play tomorrow night. And then he spoke about Diop and he said Issa's a really big part of the squad and always has been. He has a big chance now to show what he can do. Now, we are going to go on to the team building thing, but I just want to keep you on the Diop situation. We do these press conferences, we do these previews, mate, and we always pick out the fact that when he speaks about particular players, that those particular players may start. Is that a little hint that Diop might start tomorrow? Because that would surprise me if he does.
It wouldn't. It would and wouldn't surprise me, because I was sitting there thinking, there's no way. Because regardless of how easy we think the game or hard the game's going to be, they're a very senior European team. There's no way he's going to go into that game and play 3 or 4 kids across the back line. He would have experience in places. So I always thought he'd play 1 centre back.
But even though you play 1 centre back with the injuries that we've got, because let's not forget, Matt, with the amount of games we've got coming up, currently we don't have Zuma and currently we don't have Ogbonna. So I get it. On the normal
go pre-injury. Go pre-injuries.
Yeah.
We had 4 starting centre-backs. He had 2 lots.
Yeah.
He had the cup game, the cup centre-backs and the league centre-backs. You've now lost 2 of those starting 4 and you're essentially bringing in 2 kids. So you're now back to 4 centre-backs, but you've got 2 kids and 2 thingy ones.
Yeah.
So I don't think he can go into the Europa League game tomorrow and start 2 kids. So I think he's had to play 1. I think he's probably gone. Who could play 3 games a week for a month? Is it going to be Dalton? Is it going to be Diop?
Yeah.
It'll be Diop.
Well, we're going to come on to the team selection in a second. Jordan's asking me, we're going to do, yes, we are. When we hit 10,000, if we ever hit it, which we will, we're going to do a big special show.
What do you mean? It's like next week, isn't it?
Yeah, touch wood, it will be. But we will do a special show for it. And can I start the show early tomorrow? I really want to. I really, really, really want to. But in order for me to do the Matchday Live tomorrow, because I'm on my own, I don't think I can do it early. So I'm going to be coming on about 7:45. It looks like if I can do it earlier, I'll try. But I don't think I can because I am on my own for the game tomorrow. But for Burnley, I should be able to start it earlier and all that sort of stuff, Jordan. So don't worry about that. Right. I've asked people in the chat, would you start Diop? So good point though from Jones. Shame we sold the general, but then at the end of the day, John,
he released him, didn't he?
Yeah, I think he wanted to go.
To be fair, he was like 5th choice. So
yeah,
I mean, having 5 centre backs when you play 3, yeah, fair enough. Having 5 centre backs when you only play 2, someone's going to get upset. It's hard enough to keep 4 starting centre backs happy when you only play 2.
Yeah.
And luckily, we had Europe this season, so we could balance out the game time. But having 5 means you have someone who just never plays.
Right. Yeah, you're right. You're right, mate. You're right. Not very often you're right, but you're right.
Always right.
Right, listen. You what?
I'm always right. You're
starting to sound like Stell. And for anyone that doesn't know, if you haven't already, go and check out the David Moyes press conference show I done earlier on. I go more in depth in the press conference, and then just before the show today, still done a transfer special. Go and check that out. Hit the like buttons and of course subscribe to the channel. But now I'm going to ask you who you would like to see in our starting 11. So if you are watching, put it in the comments and name us your starting 11. I mean, this is going to be an interesting one, Matt, because it is very different. And to be honest, it'd be very tough to find anyone who could nail this on the head with a starting 11. So this is going to be a mixture of a massive amount of guessing. We know that there's going to be big changes in the team. But I'm excited for us to do this one today because I think it's going to cause us some concern. But anyway, I put this man in the equation because I feel like we've not saw him. It's, is there even a remote opportunity that he is going to play?
I'm going to say no.
Does that mean
you know what? I'm going to say he might be. He'd be on the bench.
Yeah.
And if we are like 2-0 up with 10 minutes to go,
yeah,
he would get on.
Right. Okay. There you go. So what I'm going to say to everyone who's watching just now, just to give you the heads up, Fabianski, Aaron Creswell, Ryan Fredericks, Ben Johnson, Kurt Zouma, and Angelo Ogbonna did not train today with the club. So I would not be surprised if those are the players that we don't see tomorrow. So I'm going to take out players.
What was those names again?
Fabianski, Aaron Creswell, Ryan Fredericks, Ben Johnson, Zouma and Oggy.
Okay, right.
So there you go. So let's put Areola.
That decided one of my positions.
So we know for a fact Areola, well, do we know for a fact Areola will be in goal? I'm not so sure.
Yeah.
Formation for me is going to be 4-4-2. So let's move straight into it onto the left back position. We know Aaron Creswell will not be playing tomorrow because he's not made the game. And even if he was fit, he wouldn't be playing tomorrow. So let's drop him out. We've then got an option of Masuaku. We've got an option if we want to play Sufal or Ben Johnson, but I take it we're both going to agree that we're going to take them two out because they're not going to feature tomorrow.
Nope, they're not going to feature.
Right, so let's drop them out of it as well. We also know that Ryan Fredericks will not make the game tomorrow. So that leaves us with Masuaku or this young man, Longelo. Now, he has trained with the squad today. We did see him play and feature for West Ham in a league. Was it a League Cup game earlier last year? Longelo.
Yeah.
And was it against? Was it Hull or Macclesfield? Something like that.
Both.
Hull, Charlton, something like that. Yeah. So he's a left back. He's a young, really tall, really vibrant left back as well. What do you think about the left back position? I mean, Masuaku coming off the back of a great goal. Do you think that Masuaku is going to be the experience that goes into that position, or do we need to protect him? Where are you at?
You see, you didn't train today. I did read that Creswell will be fine for Burnley.
Yeah.
So, on that basis, Arthur will probably start.
Yeah, I think it will be Arthur, because I think that if we are going to make changes in the back line, I just don't see Langello making that step up for this particular game, to be honest. So we both are agreeing it's Masuaku?
Yes.
Right, cool. Let's put him in there. Let's go to the right back position. What do we do at right back?
Right, I had two names written down.
Right, let me bring them up, because
and you just ruled one of them out. So I've got one name.
And is that name Harrison Ashby?
It is.
So do we think he's going to be the young lad representing West Ham at the right back position? You were thinking it was Fredericks.
That was my. I actually had Fredericks and then the Lion and then Ashby, and I was like,
no.
And then when he didn't train, I was like, oh, that rules him out.
He hasn't.
We hadn't heard about him in a while, so
yeah, he hasn't trained today, but that doesn't mean he won't play with the squad. Now, he would have been my starting right back, to be honest, if he is fit, but we're not 100% sure if he is, and I don't think he actually is, mate. That's why he's not trained today.
Well, he hasn't made squads in a while, has he?
No. So that pushes him. That pushes him out, and we're going to see a young debut.
Ashby.
Well, you know, the Europa
yeah.
League debut for Harrison Ashby. Right, let's get into the centre backs now. So obviously we know Ogbonna and we know Zuma are injured, and that leaves us with these two, who are the first team centre halves, who we see and have seen in the league cup, the league competitions. However, we do know that Alessi and Baptiste are training with the first team squad and are in the squad for tomorrow. What are we doing?
Because
the question here then is, Matt, the question here is, do we make 3 changes in the defence?
Would it be Masuaku and Diop starting? It'd be two anyway. The two of the ones that finished the back 4-5 against Chelsea.
Yeah.
So you only make 2. There'd be 2 changes.
Yeah.
I've got Diop written down. I don't have Dawson.
Right. Okay. I just think it would be wild to play Diop, and I just don't think he will. So I'm going to take Dawson out.
I can't see him playing both. No, I think you're going to get more legs out of Diop than Dawson. I think, and also if you think about the fact that when Ogbonna first went out, Dawson was the one that stepped up.
Yeah.
So in Moyes' eyes, Dawson is the senior centre back.
Yeah, but now Diop is the senior centre back. The two of them are the senior centre backs. They're our starting pair. You play them tomorrow, you run the risk, mate. And I don't think.
I reckon he plays one of them. I reckon he plays Diop.
Oh, come on, everyone in the chat. What do you agree with? And we'll have to wait and see what the chat says, because I don't think he will play both of them.
But I can't see. He's not going to play 2 kids in Europe.
I don't see why he won't.
Starting centre back pair.
I don't see why he won't, to be honest.
He's not going to change. He's not going to play 3 kids in the back 4.
But I think he might tomorrow. I genuinely think he might, mate. I know if normal circumstances had resumed, that definitely wouldn't have happened. But this is not normal circumstances. This is exceptional circumstances. This is why I know the history of what Moyes, and I agree with you that normally, but this is not the time to do it.
Moyes ain't going to do it.
John is saying, would Rice be put back into defence as an emergency? Only as an emergency, but not for tomorrow's game.
Yeah.
Only for an emergency. Jay Woods is saying he agrees with me. Where is that? There you go. But I mean, people are saying no, absolutely no way to play in the 2, and I don't think he will, mate. I really don't. Now I know this is your show, but I'm going to fight you to the ends of the earth.
I cannot see him playing 2 kids.
Yeah.
Unless we're saying he's playing first team players for the other 5 positions.
Well, so let me. I'll keep
because he's already said he's only going to play. The way I read his pre-match, he's only going to play a couple of kids.
Right.
And he said that a lot of them are going to not be on the bench. Are going to maybe get a chance off the bench. So
I'm putting Diop to the wings just now, and I'll keep him there, and we can talk about him in a minute. Right. So let's move into the midfield, because this is the back 4 is what I actually think will happen, because I think when we work our way through the team, I'll maybe justify why I'm playing these 3 here in this position. Right, midfield. we know for a fact, he's already said it. Where is he? Krul is going to be jumping himself in there, and it'll be good to see him play in that position. And in beside him, is it a no-brainer that it's going to be Mark Noble?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. And I think
just for a split second then thought all about Rice, but no.
Nah, absolutely ridiculous, mate. It's not going to happen. I mean, I don't think Moyes would do that. I think it would be an absolutely ridiculous decision to play anyone as important.
Just like a split second, I was thinking, oh, but Rice wants to play every game he might want to play.
This is different.
However, when Krul has played so far, he's pretty much played every game alongside Noble.
Yeah.
So,
but even if he hadn't made, and even if Noble hadn't made it, there's absolutely no way Rice and Souček would play in that game tomorrow.
No, I agree. No. I agree on that one. Just no.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Let's get into the nitty gritty then. Let's go into the left of midfield. What are we doing? He's already said Vlasic is playing. So let me bring the players out.
I think that's it.
We go there. So does that mean then Yarmolenko goes right in here?
Yep.
Now, we're not going to see Antonio. So let's remove him. I don't think we are. No, you agreeing? Matt,
no,
come on.
I don't know.
What is wrong with you, mate? You're losing the plot.
I don't think we'll see him. I agree. I don't. Because he didn't take him last game, did he? No. And that's when we needed a point to confirm it. So
right now, this is what makes for interesting reading. We're not going to play two up top. So players that are capable of playing in that role is as follows: Dan Chesters, Saeed Benrahma, and you could obviously say Lanzini as well, but Lanzini ain't going to play because he's been pivotal in the last couple of games, and he'll start probably against Burnley as well. I don't think Dan Chesters will play because I actually think this game is designed for Benrahma. Personally,
I think Benrahma will start.
Yeah,
I think that will be the sub if we're in a position to do it.
Yeah, if we're in a position to do it, I completely agree with you. Which then leaves one position and one position only, and that is our forward. And now you've got options here, but I've got a secret guy hidden behind you, Matt, and that secret guy is this: Sonny Perkins.
Yeah,
now let's rewind back to what the statement that David Moyes said. If we had got the points over the line against Genk, Perkins was going to start the game against Vienna, but we didn't, and we needed the points against Vienna. So I think it's a no-brainer. Now, this is the 11 that I think Moyes will go with, and the justification behind that is there are 4 changes there. 4 youthful changes, but it's spread throughout the team. You could say Alessi, Baptiste and Ashby, that's a risk, but they have got strong protection from Krul and Mark Noble as well. They've got the experience of Masuaku, whether you think he is or he isn't. There. This is a game for Vlasic, this is a game for Yarmolenko, and this is a game for Benrahma, and then Sonny Perkins up top, who's got nothing to lose with that as well. And he did say from the start, I'm going to mix youth with experience. What do you think about that for our starting 11?
The only way, I mean, I've got most of the only one I haven't got is the centre back, but the only way I can see him playing both the kids at centre back is if he has experience at the fullbacks.
And who would
I don't think he'll play 3 kids in the back 4.
So who would go into the right back position?
Well, for me, I've actually got Ashby, but I've got Diop and Alessi.
Yeah.
But
I just can't see it, mate. I mean, it's ridiculous.
I just can't see him playing 3 kids in the back 4.
I know that,
because they would get torn apart.
No. Well, would they? Would they in a game?
They still done stuff against us in the first game.
Yeah, I know that.
Right off, they still done well.
But would they in a game that means that apart from West Ham trying to get the result?
Yeah, but it doesn't mean nothing. Yeah, but it doesn't mean nothing for them. This isn't a dead rubber game. It's a dead rubber for us.
Yeah,
but they still have to win.
But we can't afford to risk these guys at all. We can't afford to risk. We have only 2 fit centre halves, and if Alessi and Baptiste don't step up to the equation, we still only have 2 centre halves. If we go Sunday, mate, if Diop plays tomorrow and Diop gets injured, you tell me what we do against Burnley. What's the more important game? The one that matters.
Rice got centre back.
What?
Rice got centre back.
I'm disagreeing with you.
No, you said what would happen if Diop got injured.
Yeah.
I'm saying if Diop got injured, Rice would go centre back.
But you don't want
Rice's not going to start centre back. I don't want him to start
centre back. Nobody wants Rice.
No, I don't want that. No, I agree.
Exactly. So, you've got, for me, it's not very often I disagree with you, mate. It's not very often I disagree with you, but I just don't think he's going to be playing any. We are currently sitting there with the two centre-halves, our two starting centre-halves are injured in long-term injuries, and we've only got two starting centre-halves. I trust in what they can do, but it would be a ridiculous decision. I would actually look at Moyes and go, what the fuck are you doing, mate? Like, why are you remotely playing it? I get it.
So what, are you playing 2 kids against Tottenham in the Cup?
No, well, I don't know what's going to happen in the Cup, because this is for me, being the 8th of December, for a game that, like you said, it's a dead rubber, like, this is the perfect game to breed these boys in. For me, Alessi steps up to the plate. For me, out of the two defenders, because of his age alone, he's ready to rock and roll. I think Baptiste needs a couple of more years, but I think he could step into the equation if he needed to. But the point of the matter is, I think if these two guys turn up tomorrow and do a good job, that you may see the likes of Alessi step into the first team squad and be the backup defender, because one of these or two of these guys are going to be the backup defenders for a minimum of the next 6 weeks until we bring another signing in. So I just don't see it, mate. I don't see it. I don't see it. Vinny is saying would be insane to start Diop, Dawson and Rice. Rice won't go centre back. That's from NWO. Rhonda is saying, would it be better to play the 223 centre backs that play week in and week out? Yeah, I agree. I think they will. Steve Tiley is saying, Vinny, Dawson has slight groin injury, so won't play. I don't think they'll risk him at all. I really don't. I mean, if Dawson has picked up anything, mate, I mean, you definitely will not risk Diop in that game as well. I just don't. I can't see it, mate. Father Snowman.
No, if Dawson's got a strain, no.
Yeah. Good team, the newcomers.
The fact he spoke about Diop, that's the thing that's sitting on my head as well. He name checked him in the preview, and then when he name checks player in the preview, they play.
Yeah, well, they do something.
That's what's in my head as well. That's why I've got him written down.
Do you know what I'm doing with him? Say goodbye to him. I'm not putting him in. I refuse. I know it's your show, but
I'm just saying that's why I've written down in my team, because Moyes literally said this is his chance to step up.
Yeah. There you go, mate. There you go. That's our starting 11. I'm going to bring that up to everyone for everyone to see. I mean, Matt's disagreeing with me, so I'll tell everyone.
I got one player.
Matt
because what Moyes said.
Diop will play tomorrow. Tell me in the comments, do you agree with Matt? Jay Woods is saying Alessi, Baptiste, and Ashby have good chemistry on the 23s. I think they'll play well tomorrow if they all start. James is saying, really, guys, Burnley are struggling. It's another game to rest players. I don't agree with you, mate. I think it's the league, and coming on the back of what we do, then I think we need to go there and try your best to get the victory. You put out your best team you possibly can. Joan Perkins will definitely get a start. Let me see if I can upload this image for people to see. I didn't realise we would go at it with each other over Diop, mate. Over Diop.
It's good.
Oh, it's downloaded.
Look, let's put it this way. I won't care either way. Whatever team he picks, I'll be happy with. All right.
Well,
it's not one of them.
I tell you what, I will care if he puts out Diop. It's not very often.
He's getting wound up now.
No, it's not. It's not even about wound up. It's actually about. I would be concerned, because I don't want our season to derail, and I think playing Diop or Dawson.
Yeah, but you could say that in game.
You can't if we've got 4 fit centre halves. If we've got
but you could say that Saturday.
No, but
you could be like,
but it's the league.
But Burnley are like in the bottom 3. Are we going to risk the Diop against that game when we got a game coming up? When we got Arsenal on Wednesday?
Yeah, you do, because it's the league. It's the league. You want the momentum in the league. It means something. That's the difference. If it means something, it's different. If it doesn't mean anything, it is different. Especially
but it means something to Moyes. That's the thing. It means something to Moyes.
Oh, I know, mate. Come on, Matt.
Moyes will want to go undefeated. He won't want to lose.
Shall I chuck Matt out of this conversation? Because he thinks this.
Hey, I'm saying what Moyes said.
I don't think he is.
I do, because Moyes said it.
No, I know he does, but no.
Let's see. All right, let's just. I'll accept whatever more. Fine, but sit here and tell me how many times he done one of his interviews, bigged up a player in the presser and then not played him.
Yep. But
come on, how many?
A couple.
Yeah,
a couple. Seraph is, let me ignore you now. Totally agree, Anton. Play the 2 youngsters tomorrow. Save Diop and Dawson. Jay Woods is saying our squad is paper thin, not worth risking injuries over a pointless game. Pgaz is saying Diop will be in the middle of a back 3 with under 23s on either side. I
mean, it's an interesting take. But
yeah, it is.
You know what? You know what? I'll agree with you on that one. That would piss me off.
Yeah.
Because if you're going to play, the two kids, play them in a back four.
Yeah.
And then that's fine. I don't mind not playing Diop. If he says I'm not going to risk him, don't play him. Fine, play the kids, but don't play both of them and then play Diop alongside him in a back five. It's pointless.
Yeah. Right. I mean, this is the first time someone in the chat has disagreed with me, but I'm going to bring it up and I'm going to address it. And I'm going to say, Steve is saying to me here, sorry, Anton, you can't play three kids at the back, mate. In my opinion, maybe two and Perkins up top. I get it. I'm exactly the same, but I don't think we have a choice in the matter. I don't think you risk one of your big time players. I certainly don't think you do, especially when we're got the two of them out. But listen, it's equal choices. I don't know if anyone in here in the chat will get the starting 11 right. I don't know. We'll have to see. Jay Wood's the same. We're through to the last 16. I think, and he'll say he agrees with you. I think Diop will start with either Alessio or Baptiste as his partner. Youngsters will easily tire as it's a tough game. Father Snowman is saying the under 23 team is very good. They play together week in and week out. Burnley are a solid team and we need to win. Give youth the chance from Fat Ginchenko. Give youth a chance. Play Jake. Aidan is saying Diop will play. I mean, I normally go with the route of what Matt's saying, what he says in the press conference, but I do think it would be manic to play him. That would be, I would look at that team sheet tomorrow, and if I seen Diop in, I'd be like, oh, what, like, it's a risk we didn't need. And I don't want to be negative, but we don't need risks right now, especially for a game that doesn't mean anything. Anyway, you've got my blood boiling today, Matt. Mr. Matt Flackstato. Should we jump into the predictions and see what everyone says about the predictions?
Yeah, let's go.
Go on then. What is your predictions for tomorrow's game against Dinamo Zagreb? West Ham don't need to win the game, but we all know Moyes will want to win the game to finish the league campaign, Europa League campaign, unbeaten if he can. Dinamo Zagreb need to win. They need to better the result of Genk in order to qualify for the round of 32. Of course, West Ham are through to the round of 16. We are expecting changes. Moyes has said it. It's a big game for the likes of Vlasic. I think Benny will play. Benrahma, I think if he does play, it's going to be a really important game for him in order to find some form again. It looks like we may see a starting debut for Sonny Perkins as well, because we don't think players like Antonio will be risked. However, we are in a debate about the defenders because we're in such, not turmoil with our defence, but we only have two first-team centre-halves fit. And Matt thinks we will start one, and I think we won't start any. So there you go. There's our preview of today. Get your predictions in for the game tomorrow, and I'm going to come straight over to you, Matt, and ask for your prediction.
I'm going to go 2-1.
2-1 West Ham.
Yeah.
Who's going to score?
I'm going to say Perkins will score. And I'm going to go Noble penalty.
Oh, Nobes. Peter Quadruple X is saying, has Winston Reid got a club yet? He doesn't know. I think he's actually out in Dubai holidaying it. NWO is saying Moyes will start Diop. Anil is saying 2-0. Desmond Vlasic double. Joan is saying West Ham to win 2-0. Steve Tiley 2-1 Noble Pen and Vlasic. I don't know about this from Mikey. NWO saying I'd have Reid back temporarily. Martin is saying 1-0. Head Ludders is saying 1-0. Jay Woods is saying 3-1 West Ham. Perkins, Vlasic, Yarmolenko. Paul Evans is saying 2-0. Vinay saying 6-0 to West Ham. Zagreb won't get anything tomorrow. Wow. Oh, come on, Mikey. I get it. But you need that. I get that. I get why you're saying that. Can't predict without the team sheet. Well, David Anderson is saying 1v1 would still be a good result for us. A draw. Freno is saying 2-0 Perkins to score. Fat Ginchenko saying 5-0 to West Ham. Perkins hat-trick and 2 by Yarma. Joan is saying Vinay, should I put a bet on? Rhonda saying Antonio Tanti, the club is on massive high and we'll roll on 3-2-1 win. Everybody else saying 5-0 West Ham. Perkins 2. Masuvaku hat-trick. There you go. Marcus Lee 3-0. Mandy G 3-2-1 win. Kimbo saying 2-0 Vlasic and Perkins. David Anson said he would love Vlasic to score. Black Country Hammer saying 2-1. We're strong even with the kids. Give them a chance. Father Snowman 2-1 win. Dabs saying 0-0. Your countdown. I love the optimism in the chat. Isn't there any risk the team's going to see this in the practice? as a practice game, possibly. But no, in actual fact, no. And I'll say that because I think all the players that will play tomorrow will be trying to push for Moyes to recognise them, because it's going to be changes. Yeah, there's going to be changes in the first team. So
no player to play. Well, yeah. If we say Diop's out, if we agree on that, then none of the players we've put down. Well, even Benny's been dropped at the moment for Lanzini. So yeah. Everyone's fighting for a starting spot.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to go with a 2-0 West Ham victory, and I'm going to go with Perkins and Benrahma to score. I do think Perkins will get a chance. I think there's enough in that team that we've designed tonight that can create chances. I would love to see Vlasic get on the score sheet. Of course I would. I think it would be really good for his confidence. I think it would be nice to see Alex Kroll and, of course, Mark Noble stepping up to the plate in the competition. But I think it's going to be a big game for Benny, mate. I really do. And I think maybe Sonny Perkins' style might suit him as well. Of course, remember, Vlasic got an assist against Vienna in the last game out, and Yarmolenko scored a goal as well. So it'll be good for them to get on, if they can, on the score sheet. But there you go. There is our starting 11. You're laughing your head off, so I don't know why. What's someone in the comments? Paul Evans, Moyes likes to win, Ariel and goal, hard to beat. Patrick is saying 7-0. James Bong saying 3-1 West Ham. Jay Woods, Matt, imagine if Diop scores. Absolutely. Ariel and goal is important. Yes. Jonas saying Masuaku will never score for us again. You never.
Well, no, it's like another 90. Was it another 96 shots before he scores?
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Absolutely. That really brings an end to our preview. I mean, I thought it was going to be a lot shorter than what it was, but we're coming up to the
debate, didn't we? So I drove it on a bit.
That was you.
So quick round up.
Yeah, go for
the dropouts. So obviously we haven't got to play them at least for a round. Leipzig, Porto, Dortmund, who looked like they went on goal difference. Sheriff Interspor, whatever they're called. Barcelona, Seville, Zenit, and one of Atalanta or Villarreal, who haven't played yet. Their game got postponed.
And they all have to go into the round of 32, don't they?
Yep. That's why he didn't want to finish second.
Yep. There you go. Vinay is saying, I won't even let Diop play Sabutio tomorrow. Peter X is saying Benrahma won't pass to Vlasic. Jay Woods is saying, come on, you Irons, great show. Thank you very much. Hornswurzel says, I get fed up with all the Arthur bashing, get behind him, F's sake. Yeah, I'm the same, mate. I mean, just go and say that to Stel. Just go and say that to Stel. It's nothing to do with us. Love the show. Thanks, guys. Speculation is part of the fun. Absolutely. Listen, that brings an end to our preview show. Thank you for joining us. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. I'm putting the links up there, all that malarkey. Join us tomorrow for the Matchday Live. I think there'll be shows coming out through the day as well. I'll be on about 7:45, so make sure you join me with all our fantastic new stuff we've got going on the screen for the games as well. And we will be seeing you tomorrow, like I said. Let's see what else is saying there. The team's dropping down. Our average in the Champions League is a shambles at the minute. So much dross. Thanks, Hammers. Let's bring the heat tomorrow. Absolutely. West Ham versus Barcelona. Marcus Leib says, fantastic show, guys. Subscribe, like, comment. He's been Matt. He's wrong. I'm Anton. I'm right. No, I'm only joking. I'm messing. I'm not going to do a still. Stay safe and come on, you Iron. See you tomorrow.